already, sort of. You have been definitely given the best lines, and I'd like to ask you what was your favorite, and how do you all keep your composure after you say your lines? My husband and I have several times had to rewind and have to watch your lines again and laugh all over again. So which one was your favorite? Thank you.
I like the most wrong lines, you know, the ones that I read on the page and think this is never going to air. And then it does. And of course the ones that are most recent, most fresh in my mind are usually my favorites, which is Republican right now. I just thought the scene and the way it ended up with the purple sequin dress, and I just love the whole scene. And what happens on this set is that no one's entertained by me anymore on the set. So
not true.
Well, really,
not
maybe.
True at all.
Really? I mean, I've worked with you guys a little bit. Maybe it's just Alex is so used to me. So. And
yeah, but he's the king of deadpan anyway.
He's also the king of deadpan. So I say the line, you know, we do the 100 takes, and I just keep trying to be better because I can't figure out why nobody's laughing or saying anything to me. And it's a little bit of the rule in television that if the director's not talking to you, you're doing great. So I get no reaction. And then
they are rolling. They can't actually laugh there in the studio while it's happening.
So sad. So then when the director comes in, I'm like, is it good? Is it funny? And they go, mm-hmm. And Alex will go, hilarious. No, you're totally hilarious. So that's the joke, because they know that, you know, I'm the fourth child and constantly looking for approval. So I don't get it until I come to a con. So thank you.
Out of curiosity, do you guys ever sit off camera and do impressions of each other's characters?
Not necessarily, but Sam Trammell does an awesome Alexander.
Oh my God!
And he would, if Alex could make it to a table read for the script, you know, we would read through the script, every script the week before we'd shoot it. And he would often fill in for Eric at the table. You could just close your eyes and it was like... So if you ever see Sam Trammell, if he's ever up here, have him do his Skarsgård for you.
You would not recognize him from Skarsgård. He does it so spot on.
Isn't it?
It's so uncanny.
Yeah, I was asked once to fill in for Nelsan. First and last time. No one would make eye contact with me after that table read. And in fact, now that I think about it, it wasn't too much longer after that I was killed off the show. It literally sounded like, hey y'all, I'm Lafayette, what's going on? Baby, what's up, baby? So, like the network execs are like looking at each other. Like, why me? Sorry, buddy.
Then they started going.
Yeah.
You just said hooker with a hard R.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Who's smoking a hookah? I'm sorry, guys. So we're talking about a hookah pipe here? What's happening?
Let's field another question.
Get it out. Everyone's waiting.
How did, when you received the final script for the last season, how did the endings for like all the different characters compare to what you thought it was going to be?
With me, Bucky told me, he said that we were going to have Lafayette have a happy ever after, good ending. So I was happy that I was sitting there with my boy toy and we were just praying in each other's hair and that was shit. But I was happy that Lafayette had happiness at the end. I mean, his cousin's dead, he ain't got no mama, she crazy, no dead. He listens to voices. You know, he's hearing things and talking to dead people and all this stuff. He done killed his last boyfriend. It was just, I mean, I was like, after the second season, I was like, this is dreary. This is real dreary. So I was happy that Bucky said that you're gonna have a happy ever after and a good ending. So I was happy about that, even though I had no lines, because I was kind of sick. Growing up, after the season.
Steve also got a happily ever after ending. He finally found everlasting life. As a hallucination ghost in St. Louis. And I was just thrilled to be back, honestly. It's like Steve himself, I was just happy to be there. But I was happy that ultimately the Newlin's fates were intertwined and Steve wins at the end.
I was really happy as well. You know, there's parts where our characters and the actor overlap. So, you know, in the last season, it's fun to get to play different colors. You know, I had the depth of vulnerability. I had toughness this year. There was humor. So I had a lot of colors, but it was nice that the last color was like $1 gazillion back in Fantasia, you know, all's right in the world, and it was fun to go out like that.
Toodles.
Yeah, Toodles. My last line being Toodles with like 10 grand in cash in my little briefcase in that outfit, you know. It was pretty awesome.
I love that, you just can't say goodbye.
Yeah, and that was added, Toodles, on that day, you know, one of the writers, or Bucky, I can't remember which one, said, say Toodles. You know, so maybe it was the director, Scott.
It was 100,000.
Was it?
This guy taking his notes for a screenplay.
And there was, like, they have all the prop money in there, but the prop guys put real hundreds on the top of each one in case the camera catches it. And he said, I counted.
Glad I wasn't there.
I wasn't going to say
Something would have
anything.
went missing.
Yeah, no, we learned yesterday that Nelsan often goes home with props and costumes. That would have been a very expensive loss.
I went home with a lot of them props. Some money would have got me.
Maybe that's because of you why they counted.
I don't know where it went.
Which I really wish you would have shared that with me, because I asked for some Pam stuff, and they're auctioning off our stuff, so we didn't actually get, you know, any of the things. And I was like, really? Because a lot of, for me, I had doubles and triples because there'd be blood splatter and that stunt people, and I was like, I can't have one of the 3 leather jackets, you know? So So I should have just taken it.
Well, the thing is, you know they have like 2 and 3 and 4 backups for
Always.
everything.
For all of us.
So I knew that early on. So I would just take one because I knew they had 2 or 3 backups. And I would go, well, I don't know where it is. I just left it home. I don't know where it is. I got so much love. I got a whole Lafayette closet. The only thing I hesitate wearing is a rainbow underwear. I'm like, I don't know.
You liar, you're wearing it red.
You just go.
I am lying.
You just go in there sometimes and just like pet the scarves and picture just.
Dude, and the little, what was it? Like a
little sash.
The little sash.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can't wear this just anywhere, but I'm gonna keep it. Maybe sell it on eBay.
We got one for eBay out here.
Just put it on, order a pizza, open the door, and that guy will never be able to get his friends to believe that happened. Okay, let's
Hi, I was just wondering if any of you guys had actually read any Charlie and Harris's books, and if so, what you thought about the direction they took the show.
I'm a reader and a book nerd, so I was actually, when I first got cast in the show, I was really excited to be playing a character that was based on a character in a book. So I think I read the first 6 at least, like like when I first got cast. And then just started realizing that okay, Steve Newlin doesn't seem to be coming back for a while. So I'll just leave it. She's dating a tiger man now, that's cool. I thought they always did a really great job with the adaptation, especially the first season is almost a chapter by chapter adaptation, or episode to episode. But I think that our show took a life and a narrative of its own, in which we saw it really branched off in many different ways. And there were already some differences, like for one, Lafayette surviving, which thank God. Thank God that happened, because we would Nelsan wouldn't be sitting here, and Steve Newlin was never turned into a vampire, and was an older character than I am in the book, and Pam. I think Kristin really made Pam her own, and so it's nice that the show is able to be flexible and breathe to allow some of that narrative to come to life and come to its own and be its own identity. And that's the trouble you get into. Sometimes it's great, with Game of Thrones, which I love, and I love those books. I really want them to stay as close to the book as possible. But sometimes I wish that those actors on the show that I love, didn't have to go away. And so it's nice for us, and hopefully nice for you guys, that True Blood figured out a way to do that.
Well, the marvelous collaboration between Alan Bauer and Charlene Harris is that Charlene Harris said her books are her books, and the TV show is the TV show. And you all can't constantly be surprised if you know what's going on because you have read the books. So I thought that was a marvelous collaboration. Now, I read the first 7, and I don't know why my agent asked me to read the first 7 because I died. The first chapter of the 7th book, and I was like, well, what am I reading after this? I'm just reading about other people. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm dead the first season. But I think they had a marvelous collaboration. I think that in order to keep y'all surprised, y'all can't know what's going on because y'all have read the books. So y'all know what's going on in the books. So I think that Charlene Harris allowed Alan Bauer to have creative license to surprise y'all and also to bring new characters on and new stories.
Jessica,
Yeah.
Jessica, the marvelous Deborah. My God, she's so fucking good. Oh, I'm sorry, Shirley.
Oh, he put that, he's gonna cry.
She's a storm. She
He's
came
going
in
like
that redheaded storm.
Yeah, she's absolutely amazing.
She's a bad A. FS. And sweet and wonderful. Her colors, she's almost like, well, she's actually just like Pam. She's just like you.
She is.
She's a storm. She's a storm. They're both
She's so
storm. She's so sweet. And then you think, because, you know, Pam looks like she's gonna whoop some tail. Jessica does not, but she will. And she has.
Yeah.
And she is nothing to be played with. But I mean, it was a dream work on this because I think that the collaboration between Alan Bauer and Charlene Harris was wonderful.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I was reading when I first got the job, on probably like the first or second day I found out that they were based on books, and then I started reading book one, the scripts as they came in season one, and they're very similar. And then I read through 4 or something, and there wasn't a ton of Pam, and it started deviating. And then around when my face was rotting, I was like, okay, this is not in the book. I'm gonna stop reading the book. And I figured I'd read them at some point, you know, now after the show was done.
Although I will say there are some characters from the books that I wish that was in.
I like the Elvis vampire.
Yes!
Isn't he cool?
Yes!
I know this. I heard Alan Ball say why Bubba wasn't in the show ever.
Yeah.
And I actually think it was kind of smart.
Yeah.
Which is, the reason why Bubba works really well in the books is because he is Elvis. When you, as a reader, you can really imagine Elvis being there in the flesh as a vampire. But as soon as you put that on screen, you can't get the real Elvis. So you're gonna get someone who just is an actor who might look like an Elvis impersonator, and it takes you out of it a little bit. You know, what makes it work is that you can imagine it really being him. So I remember I read in an interview or listened to him say that he didn't want to put him in the show for that reason, because it just didn't work visually.
I know, but the ball.
I know. It's great, but
the ball headed like
Quinn.
Yes. Like I was like, can we have that dude?
Yeah, right?
That dude. Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, I was like, why didn't we have him?
Yeah, I know, that would have been great.
He was a powerful character in the book.
In 10 years, we'll just reboot the whole series anyway, and then you can get Quinn then. Well, we'll be irrelevant.
Or maybe in the movie.
I'll be playing Sookie's grandpa.
Maybe in the movie that y'all petitioned that we should do. Then you could be in it.
Yeah,
So go online and petition for the movie.
We need the movie. Yeah. We'll sign. You guys have to start it, but we'll sign. We'll tweet it. We'll post it.
Yeah. Go online. Facebook. You all have homework.
You already got a screenwriter.
Yeah. He's typing away on a laptop right now. True Blood, the movie, Quinn Rises. Lafayette is enjoying his time as a cook at the New Beaufort.
Hey, if Sex in the City can do it, we can do it too.
What was that?
You can be Lafayette too.
Yeah. I graduated from whore to boss.
I don't mind, it gives me range.
As long as I can hunt Fantasia, I'm fine with that.
Definitely. Told you.
All right, let's get another question.
My question is for Michael. Some of the funniest scenes to me were the ones where you were just the super evangelical Christian, you know, and I just wanted to know what you drew on from that, because I have a real religious background, and I think that made it funnier to me, and I just wondered what you drew on to do that.
Well, so much of it honestly was just in the script to begin with. It was just very clear, and I felt like I really got Alan Ball's sense of humor and sense of satire with where he was going from, just tonally from the show. And I grew up in Kansas, and you know, I've like, you know, there's a church, you know, every mile down the road that I grew up on, and I knew, and you know, I grew up going to Presbyterian church every Sunday morning, and I knew Steve Newlin. I knew guys like Steve Newlin. It's an exaggeration of that guy, but I don't know. It's just something that I read as soon as I saw the breakdown for the role and when I got the audition, I was like, oh, I just know who this guy is. I don't know why, and the rest just kind of came with playing with it. And you know, I did study, like, I watched a lot of evangelical minister clips on YouTube. I watched to help get the accent right. You know, I was, you know, looking for Dallas accents, and we had a president at the time who gracefully gave one to all of us for 8 years. I watched a lot of speeches that he did, and since Steve was very politically ambitious, I figured, you know, the Newlins probably knew the Bushes, and I think Steve kind of modeled himself politically after the Bushes. So there's just stuff, you know, because he's a very conscious guy about who so, you know, just like stuff like that, just playing with that. And then letting the humor come out in what's in the script and what would happen naturally between me and Ryan Quanten, who is by far the funniest actor I've ever worked with. That guy gets no credit for being so funny as he is. And in a camp, I mean, those guys, both of them are just so funny, so playful, and unpredictable.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah. Every take is different.
I'm like, I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right.
This question's for Kristin. On the show, your character is pretty much a complete bitch all the time. That's pretty much an exact opposite from your real life personality, because you seem like such a nice person. So I was just wondering, where do you draw your inner bitch from?
Oh, I have an inner bitch. And she has been looking for an outlet since birth. And it was really a pleasure to, you know, I felt like the dialogue, I think we all enjoy her because she's saying what we're all thinking, you know, and she basically speaks the truth. She just is free from worry about being liked or having friends, you know, she just needs Eric, and that's it. So she's gonna just